What's the most hurtful thing you've overheard about yourself by accident? Before we start with the first story, please hit a subscribe and ring the notification bell to stay updated with us. Number 10. My wife had a falling out with some friends of mine that she met through me. We had known them a long time, but I had known them for much longer. I was upset with her one night because they were always asking why she never came around anymore, but she absolutely refused to see them. I always thought it was because of this little side business project they went into together that didn't work out. So I'm driving my wife somewhere, and I just start getting upset with her that she won't make up with them and move past it like they did, and it sucks that she never comes with when I go over there. So she finally broke and told me the truth. Every time she went over there without me, they would talk shit about me, putting down my personality, my humor, and much more. I guess they thought she would be awkward with it, like a joking haha my husband can be such a insert something, right? But she wasn't awkward with it. She's not a confrontational person, so she never really spoke up, but she was disgusted by the way they spoke about me behind my back, and refused to have anything to do with them. She had been letting me think it was all her fault, and she took it because she knew the truth would hurt my feelings. And it did. Number 9. Overheard my mom telling my aunt that she hated me as a person. I was 13. Reply. My mom has hated me for years. She said it a lot, but when I left because I couldn't put up with it anymore, she wants me to come back. For example, today, Christmas, she tried to lure me back by doing all the things I've wanted to do and vibe over spoiling my siblings, and then she's like, "Oh, I bet you got nothing from your poor father." She doesn't even know that Christmas is on a different date where I live now. Edit. I'm 14, by the way. Number 8. I was copied into an email conversation where about 10 messages earlier one of my employees had described me as an idiot and suggested to the recipients that they didn't get me involved in the situation they were discussing. I'd always thought we got on well, and it knocked my confidence. Edit. I've got much thicker skin now, but this happened many years ago when I was quite new to management. I eventually talked with the lady who sent the email, and she was extremely embarrassed and apologetic. Then when we talked more, it came out that one of her colleagues was spreading shit about me and she hadn't questioned what was being said. It took months to get rid of the real problem causer. This wasn't in the USA. It's difficult to fire people where I am. And the real confidence crusher was knowing that he was poisoning the well that whole time. Things were much better once he was gone. Number 7. Everyone I'd invited to my first sleepover laughing while reading my diary entries about how my dad had been abusing me. I'd left the room and one had gone snooping. It was worse when they wouldn't stop or give it back when I burst in and pleaded with them too. Then everyone laughed even harder. That was the first and last time I wrote anything real like that in a diary. Number 6. When my oldest sister died, my older sister was crying to my mother about how she felt alone. My mother was trying to reassure her and said, "You still have Vampid Vixen though." But my sister said, "Who cares about her? I want oldest sister back." I kinda get it, but this was around the same time my mother told me to my face that it should have been me who died instead because I don't have a husband or kids like my oldest sister did. It seemed like absolutely no one wanted me in my family, and they all wished I could have switched places with the one we lost. People wonder why I'm depressed now. Number 5. Not overheard, but actually read in a file about me. My mother passed away suddenly and I received a file from my father that she was meaning to give to me. It was his psychological profile, along with the tests, personality tests, and other stuff. This wasn't a surprise to me since I'm autistic and have been in therapy as a child. There was a part, however, about my family and their trouble with living with me. Especially my brothers and my dad were having problems coping and learning how my existing pain them was difficult. My parents got divorced basically because of me. My brothers were embarrassed by me. I'm doing better than expected. I was never supposed to be living in my own. There was talk about assisted living or even an institution, but somehow I managed to leave home as soon as I got 18. I got married, had kids, and even though I struggled a lot, I get by. I didn't have a good relationship with all my brothers, even though they still had trouble treating me as an adult. It's like always thinking everybody knows you're retarded except you, and then finding out it's true. Edit. Came back from Christmas dinner with a full inbox and a whole load of encouragement and warm responses. Thank you guys. Yes, parts of my life suck, but other parts are awesome, and that keeps me going as it should. You all made me feel so much better, and I hope anyone reading this will realize that things will get better. Have a Merry Christmas. Number 4. Overheard someone saying they didn't want to work with me. I don't know why, considering I barely knew them. It definitely hurt though. I've had this happen in my work as well. Plus people saying I'm a I've only f***ed up things that everyone else has admitted to also f***ing up before. I'm under the impression all my coworkers are just dicks because I try to keep to myself, do my work and go home. They always talk shit about the cars I'd buy and bring to work too. I don't understand why. It's none of their business what I do in my free time. I buy and sell cars. I have new to me cars every other week. They tell me I'm an idiot for buying them, but I'm just doing the maintenance and cleaning them up to sell them for a profit. And maybe make someone happy and sell them their dream car. Number 3. I had just moved into my dorm for my second year of college. My roommate was my best friend since 9th grade. My stuff hadn't arrived yet, and it was my time to register, so I asked him if I could use his computer. He said sure. I sat down, and he had AIM open to a conversation with another friend of ours. I didn't scroll up, but from what was just visible on screen, they were talking about how weird I was and how awful it would be rooming with me. I closed it so he wouldn't realize later I'd seen it, registered, and left. We still lived together that year, but we didn't hang out at all. We just cohabited. I never asked him to hang out as friends, he never asked me. Move-out day that year was the last time we spoke. That was over 10 years ago. We chatted every day for 6 years, then hadn't spoken since. I still don't know if I did or said something to flip how he felt about me, or if he never really liked me to begin with. The possibility of the latter really f***s up your future friendships. Hell, the former does too, knowing apparently you're capable of unknowingly saying or doing something to throw away a 5-year friendship. Number 2. When I was in middle school art class, something funny happened and I let out a loud laugh. I then overheard one of my childhood best friends whisper to another person, "God, I hate Trader 2488's laugh." I immediately looked at him and said, "What?" And he just looked down at the table like he didn't hear me. This actually made me change my laugh. It's completely different from what it used to be. Number 1. Went out to a bar with some friends for a birthday party for my ex-girlfriend. She really messed me up when she left me. Like really bad, but I was trying to be nice since she invited me, so I figured I'd go out and be there for a drink or two. So, a mutual friend who had been broken up with a few days before was there, so as I made the rounds I talked to her and tried to do whatever I could to let her know it would be ok. I'm no therapist, but I did my best, you know. I knew what a bad breakup felt like as I was also going through one, so I tried to help. Anyways, after I left the table, I overheard her talking to my ex at the bar about me trying to give her advice, and she said, "Well, nobody has ever loved him, so what does he know about any of this?" And they started laughing. Don't think they know I hurt, but I grabbed my coat immediately and took a long walk home. I don't need people like that in my life, haven't willingly seen either of them since. Alright folks, that's a wrap. Thanks for joining us today. If you like more of this, please hit a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also share your own story or thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. I'll see you in the next video.